In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks Podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to A Few Good Marks. You are joined by your host Kieran. As always, I am joined by Pete,
Heyo.
Croft,
Hello.
Alex,
Hello.
Candy,
Hi.
and well, that was new. Well done for keeping it different every time, you bastard. So today, as you can see, we are doing top 10 wrestlers. So what we've done is we've gone away. Each of us have put pen to paper and decided on our own
finger to phone.
It's a fucking expression. And have decided on our own top 10 wrestlers, be it like best wrestlers or favorite wrestlers or whatever. We had a full discussion and then we decided just write a top 10 list.
Yeah. Give me your own definition of what that means.
And then essentially after we've all gone round, we're going to discuss a collective top 10. We're not going to try and rank them this time round. We'll probably do a different podcast on that because it would take a while.
Yes.
So, who would like to go first?
I think
Don't all volunteer at once.
I'll go if you want.
Me!
Croft just said he'll go, but okay.
Croft can go first.
Alright, so my number 10, I've done mine in order.
Have you got any honourable mentions?
Hadn't thought of any.
It's okay, no, it's fine. It's only because when I wrote mine down,
fair.
I had a couple left over that didn't make the list.
Booker T is an honourable mention for me. He deserved a lot more than he got. God bless you, Booker.
He's not dead.
Yeah, just in general.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
Okay.
He's looking real jacked.
Baby! That's the only reason you put him on is just to get that quote.
He said it to Rollins the other week on Raw.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did it again.
Yeah.
Oh, he never learns.
Amazing.
Just haven't push him up into the 10 now.
Yeah, actually, yeah. No.
Okay.
My number 10 is looking real jack, baby, and is big sexy Kevin Nash.
Okay.
Very good on the mic. Very underrated on the mic, I thought. Did you ever see his promo against CM Punk? His Hit the Weights promo?
I watched it the other day, actually.
Yeah, the fact that he could still go a few years ago on the mic just proves he's one of the best on the mic of all time, if you ask me, for his style of promo.
Once he'd become like Kevin Nash in WCW, I agree.
Yes.
Because when he was Diesel, a bit.
No, not Diesel.
Right at the end
Forget
of
about
his Fed run, he was quite good.
Yeah.
He came out of his shell then, but when he was first, he was.
WCW really.
No, and he was
Brought
Dr.
the
Nash
best
in TNA. That was the peak of his career.
Absolutely. He was quite good as Dr.
He
Nash.
was
It's
good in
funny.
TNA, I liked him.
He was very versatile. He was a very good big guy. Number 9 is my original favourite wrestler, RVD. Again, another one that he didn't do himself any favours, did he? But very good in the ring. One of the best high flyers WWE's ever had, if you ask me. And he could have been a legitimate main eventer if he didn't love the dank so much. Number 8, I've got a bit of a controversial one, Shelton Benjamin.
No,
In my top 10 of all time.
fair.
Could have been a world champion if he'd have, been
White.
Which you've said in a previous video as well.
Well, yeah, I truly did believe in Shelton Benjamin. He's a technical darling.
And now he's back.
And now he's back, and better than ever.
Got a weird face, though, hasn't he now?
He has got a weird face now, yeah. He looks a lot like the... Right.
He looks like a video game version of Shelton Benjamin on PS1.
You know, his mum...
Not personally, like.
His real mum, Mama Benjamin.
Now, was that his actual mum or an actress?
Oh, I'm not sure.
No idea.
Because he looks a bit like her now. So I don't know. Number 7, another controversial one, is Sheamus. Now, you scoff, but this man has won every current title in WWE bar the Intercontinental Championship.
Cruiserweight.
Well, apart from the Cruiserweight.
That's not a real
Everyone is eligible for.
NXT.
Yeah, alright, women's then.
Yeah, but he's very, very accomplished, more than people think at face value. He's got a lot of... he's been there since 2007. Been there 10 years now. He's a veteran of WWE. He's had a lot of different gimmick changes in that time, and he's rocked every single one. He did the whole Mohawk Warrior thing, which was fucking stupid, but he pulled it off.
And he had
The
beads
bar
in his
is brilliant, and I love his partnership with Cesaro. And he's just he's great in the ring as well, and he's always impressed me since his debut. So Sheamus deserves a place on my list.
Fair enough.
Me. 6 is Rey Mysterio.
Fair.
I think that's pretty fair. Best cruiserweight WWE's ever had, in my opinion. Really elevated the division. Come on, I like him.
This Liam's top 10. You can put who he wants.
I mean, I should do a disclaimer. This is not best. This is just personal favourites. Hence why Shelton Benjamin is on the list, because he's not ever going to be on a best ever top 10 list.
Fair.
Number 5, I've got The Rock.
Yep.
For obvious reasons. Brilliant on the mic.
Yep.
Always been consistent in the ring, and when he comes back now, the pop speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, I've got Batista. Very good spear. Which is my favourite wrestling move of all time, so it's important.
Which spear are we talking about?
What's that?
Which spear are we talking about?
Aye.
Why, how big is Batista's dick?
Oh,
He was
Ask
great.
Melina.
Ask Melina. He was great as a heel and as a face, which is a skill not many people have to this extent that he did. Number 3, I've got Kane. I think he's the best big guy WWE has ever had. Controversial.
Controversial.
Very
But
controversial.
I
agree
really
with
love
that.
Kane.
I think he had
Okay.
a fairly large brother.
He did. But in terms of just being big and menacing and having the ability to tear a cage door off, he wins.
So Mark Henry does not make this list.
He doesn't know.
To be fair, Mark Henry struggled at first, and Kane just ripped it straight off.
Yeah, that's true. Do you know what? Mark Henry's an honourable mention. Fuck it. He's been going for that long.
He's number 2.
And he's put up with so much shit, he deserves it. Kurt Angle is my number 2.
That's fair.
Because he took to WWE like a duck to water. No
He
previous
did,
experience.
absolutely. Kurt Angle's a good shout.
Yeah, and my number 1 is Chris Jericho. For every reason in the book. Because it's Chris Jericho.
Very good. Very, very good. Okay, so that's Liam's. Who'd like to go next?
Go ahead, Al.
Okay, Pete, rock it out.
So,
Pulls his iPhone. Come on.
put her finger to keypad.
Indeed.
So yeah, mine's a mix of favourites and best. Bit of a random order, except for the top 2. Number 10, I've got Triple H. Again, very good ring general. He always does tell a good story. Like SummerSlam 2002, his match with Shawn Michaels was amazing. Number 9, Finn Balor.
Yes.
He's always been very crisp. And I admire that. Number 8, Bret Hart.
Yeah, good choice.
Technical
good
master,
choice.
of course. Number 7, Kurt Angle. Again, same reason. He took to wrestling really quick, and then once became like the wrestling machine, like persona. Like he was knocking it out of the park, like almost every match. Number 6, Ric Flair.
Can't argue with that.
I mean,
Ric
no,
Flair
of
being on it.
Of course. This might be a bit controversial, but number 5, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because I think he's almost like a Shawn Michaels of this generation.
Yeah, really good performer.
Exactly. And it's more for the favourites aspect than him actually being 10 best. But again, you can't really argue with how good he actually is.
Yep.
Number 4, Steve Austin.
Yes.
Because there's never been a more kind of necessary wrestler, I think,
Absolutely.
for the time that he was on top.
Completely agree.
I think he's pretty much the most important superstar they've really had.
Yes, I agree.
Number 3, Shawn Michaels. And the fact that many people, such as Ric Flair, attest to him being one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
I think
says something
speaks
volumes.
volumes. Now, as I mentioned before, 1 and 2 are me kind of predictable and definite favourites. Number 2, Kane.
Yes. I wonder who number 1
Number 1. No way, Jose. I mean, no, of course, number 1 is Undertaker.
That's to be expected.
For every reason.
Very respectable.
Honourable mentions: Jericho, RVD. Today one's Croft mentioned. The Rock. I had The Rock on before on the list for charisma alone, really. But
Yeah. Okay. Shall I do the spinny pen to see out of us 4? Does anyone want to volunteer?
I'll go.
Okay, good on you.
Well, I do want to say, if Croft gets Sheamus, I get Roman Reigns.
Absolutely.
Just checking. Roman Reigns is on my list. Honourable mention to Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Beer. Number 10, I've got Triple H. Because Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, I've got Dusty Rhodes because he cut an amazing promo. I think Rip goes on and on and on about Dusty's promo, but he literally makes you believe whatever he's saying. You believe it. And I think promo is a very important part of being a good performer. Number 8, I've got Bret Hart. Again, same reasons, Pete. 7, I've got Ricky Steamboat. Because one of my favourite matches is him, I think it's WrestleMania 3 against Randy Savage. Yeah, that's one of my favourite matches, so that just put him on my list. 6, I've got HBK because I absolutely love HBK. When I first started watching wrestling, he was the one that I kind of took to and thought he was absolutely amazing. 5, I've got Undertaker because of the aura that you get from the Undertaker. I don't know if any of you have been to a live show or anything, and the Undertaker's come out. Yep. It's a big fucking deal. It's even at WrestleMania, they always have the biggest entrance for him, and I think it's just that speaks volumes. Number 4, I've got Sting. Again, the aura. He always pulls off good matches. Honourable mention here is when he had that match against Jeff Hardy, and he was just such a fucking pro in that match. That just shows how good of a worker he is. When Jeff Hardy was obviously on drugs and stuff, and he was such a professional about it. And I think there was something backstage where he turned around to Jeff Hardy and was like, "Look, everyone fucks up." He didn't go mad at him, if you know what I mean. And I think that just shows that he's a really good worker. Number 3, I've got John Cena. He's an hard worker, top ticket seller. Again, if you've seen him at the live shows, you do get goosebumps when his music hits. You can't help it. As much as we all I fucking hate John Cena, Cena sucks, you do get goosebumps when you hear the first pop of his music.
And trumpets.
He also doesn't have to do much to get over. I've found he doesn't have to...
#5 Moves of Doom.
I love him.
I like Cena. I like Cena.
I know as of recently the Smarks are saying 5 Moves of Doom and stuff, but if we skip back 10 years, he never had to do much to get the world's biggest pop, and I'd say he was maybe the first to really hit the kid market as well, which is probably like massively. He sells the most merch, do you know what I mean? He obviously is over for a reason. Number 2, I've got Chris Jericho. He's held multiple championships. He's brilliant heel, brilliant babyface, and I think that's really important. Obviously, the undisputed against The Rock and Stone Cold. And number 1, I don't think it's very arguable. I've got Ric Flair. He has the aura. He can cut a promo. He's so fucking over just by saying woo. The way he dressed, He's the standout package of all the wrestlers in his time. When Ric Flair was in his prime, I thought he was the absolute standout of all of them. And obviously he's 2-time Hall of Famer and stuff like that. So I've got Ric Flair.
Okay. Candy, do you want to go next?
Alright. I've tried to do an unbiased, objective best 10.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So, an honourable mention, I think people we've already mentioned: Jericho, Kurt Angle, Triple H, CM Punk.
No,
I've got as an honourable mention.
all about it.
Right, 10, Randy Savage.
Yeah, not been mentioned yet.
Hell of an elbow drop.
Hell of
We
an elbow
mentioned
drop.
Kairi Sane in the Million Classic podcast
Last week.
last week, yeah. 9, very, very important to the WWF in the 60s. I've got Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, what a shout!
He was wrestling for a decade, maybe more. 8, same as Pete, same as Alex, Bret Hart at number 8. 7, fucking hate Cena. Cena sucks, but I'm not denying he's one of the best of all time. I'd say since Steve Austin, he's been the most important guy to WWE for the past 13, 14 years. 6, The Rock. Don't need to expand on that. 5, Undertaker. Probably the best gimmick and most successful gimmick ever. 4, he hasn't been mentioned yet, I don't think. Hulk Hogan. He was wrestling.
Yeah.
3, Shawn Michaels. Not a great promo, but when you're the best in the ring ever, you don't really need to be. Number 2, Ric Flair. And number 1, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Liam, we're going to get some throwbacks here, son. Let's go.
Well, I'll start with number 10.
Mantle.
I did originally have Y2J Mantle. I'm not Pete. I did originally have Y2J up until about 5 seconds ago, but I've just changed it to Arn Anderson.
Nice.
Ah, nice.
All round, great promo,
Great promo.
great wrestler, great DDT.
Hell of a spine buster.
Hell of a
Hell of a
spine
spine buster.
Number 9 should come as no surprise to anyone is Superstar Billy Graham.
Hey.
Way ahead of his time. Fantastic promo. Fucking shite in the ring. he didn't have to be good. He just basically was Scott Steiner.
And Scott Steiner is over.
Yeah.
Can't believe he's on any release this year.
I know, yeah. Number 10 and 8. Number 8 is Steamboat. Really good wrestler. Obviously, everyone knows him for WrestleMania 3, but his other work in NWA and WCW.
He had a great match with Steve Austin in WCW.
He did.
Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
a fantastic match with Rick Rude as well. Beach
Oh
Boss-
yeah,
Beach
the
Boss
famous
92.
Iron Man.
Yeah. Number 7 is the Iron Sheik.
Okay.
Cheeky baby.
The best foreign heel of all time, in my opinion. Fantastic amateur wrestler, and he really translated it well over to pro wrestling. And I just fucking love the Iron Sheik. Camel Clutch is like the best submission finisher in my opinion.
I think he's also the best wrestler on Twitter.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best at Twitter.
Yes.
Number 6 is Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stay on top for 12 years without being good. Number 5, I've lost count. 5 is Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Undertaker. Number 3, Bret Hart. Number 2, Hogan. And of course, number 1, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Honourable mentions to Kurt Angle, Kane, Y2J, and Mr. Perfect.
Nice.
Cool. Just me to go. So
You're
I'll
really excited to see your list.
I've got my honourable mentions: Y2J, Triple H, The Rock, and the Hardy Boys.
Oh yes.
Matt and
That doesn't
Jeff.
count, that's more than 1.
I said 5.
Matt and Jeff. Then.
Anyway, top 10. Number 10, Mick Foley.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Number 9, Edge.
Okay. Yeah.
I really liked Edge. I thought his promo was good. His heel work was off the fucking charts.
Yeah.
And he was a really good in-ring competitor as well. Number 8, Sting. Good for decades and decades and decades. Just a shame that he was retired when he was. Number 7, CM Punk.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Number 6, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Thought you were going to say Sheamus then.
Shinsuke's really good.
He is great.
He's boss. Number 5, Finn Balor. Number 4, HBK. Number 3, cannot believe he's not been mentioned yet, AJ Styles.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't rate him.
Me and you've just fallen out, mate.
I think he's good, but he's not.
AJ
the big
can
hype,
have the best match. Can have at least a 4-star match with fucking anyone. Can have a 4-star match with a fucking bollard, mate. That's rooted to the ground.
I don't think he's better than any of the 10 that have been other people have mentioned, apart from maybe fucking Sheamus. But
So rate him over Shelton Benjamin.
Number 2, Undertaker, and number 1, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now is the interesting bit.
I
before
definitely
we
think
do-
Sheamus should be number 1 on the collective.
I
top
agree.
10.
I have to disagree with
I
that.
have
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to
that I forgot to mention.
blackball that
Go
one.
on.
William Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to include him, but then didn't.
Sorry,
Well done.
Bill.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What Goldberg?
are we all agreed?
I never even get.
I mean, the
Bill
most.
Regal, do you?
So I think the name that was mentioned the most is probably Stone Cold.
Oh yeah.
So I think Stone Cold immediately goes on the list.
Wait, no,
I'll
wasn't there
put
someone that all of us
think
had? Because
we've
I
got
did
to have
extra.
I didn't have Flair.
I'd agree. I didn't have Flair, but I would agree he belongs on the list.
He should be
of the
number one,
collective.
realistically.
I mean, we're not. I mean, like we're
On the
saving.
list.
He's
Did
just
you
going
have
on the
the
list.
Undertaker?
The fact that I've
I didn't have
numbered
the
it.
Undertaker. I was the only one without him.
So I think we all agreed that Stone Cold and Ric Flair definitely belong
Yes,
on the list.
absolutely.
Yes.
So that is 2 positions gone already.
I think Jericho deserves a place.
I didn't have Jericho, but like I have him as an honourable mention. But I'm
Yeah.
completely. He's done a lot. Best debut ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. HBK, I think most of us said Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Up there is one of the top as well. This is going to take a lot quicker than I expected. So who else would we say? Y2J?
The Rock.
Undertaker.
Yeah,
Undertaker.
Undertaker. I think a lot of us said
Yeah.
Undertaker, didn't they?
Croft was the only one that didn't have Undertaker, but
Yes.
we did have
I do
Shelton
agree.
Benjamin, so we can just ignore everything Croft says.
Wrestling is all about opinions, my friend.
So Undertaker. Y2J, we agreed.
Yeah, I think
Gone
so.
5. We're being very liberal with these places.
Well, I mean, it's
What about
Jericho.
What about Hulk Hogan?
What about Hogan?
See,
What about Hogan?
Hulk Hogan was never a great wrestler.
No, but
No.
he was wrestling. He had cereal and a pasta restaurant and his own TV shows.
See, for that exact same,
Hulkamania.
for this exact same
Was
reason,
running
for
wild.
that exact same reason, then we should include John Cena and The Rock.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
All right,
We're only halfway through.
everyone okay with this? Okay.
I'm always about Cena and The Rock.
You know what? Fuck it. We're only 20 minutes in. We're gonna actually reorder this because we've got the time. 'Cause
We
why-
might as well.
Exactly. So The Rock.
Efficiency on a few good marks.
Who'd have thought?
Hulk Hogan.
First.
Hulk
So this is
Hogan
the 18th
and-
time we've tried to do this one.
Never mind.
John Cena.
And John Cena. There we
Juan
go.
Cena.
One.
Okay, 2 places left.
Alberto Del Rio. And
Bret Hart.
Fuck Alberto Del Rio.
yeah,
Brett.
Brett
Brett.
Hart's popped up a
Yeah,
lot.
Brett.
Yeah,
Brett
I'll put
popped
Brett
up
on
a
there.
lot. I don't think there's really anybody else who didn't above that. Yeah, I'd put Brett in there, fair play.
I think the Boogeyman deserves that. Naked
La-
Midian.
Can a
last,
case not be made for
Last
X-Pac?
Oh, we got
last spot.
Leaping Lanny Poffo.
See, a lot of us had Triple H as an honourable mention, or
Yeah.
very low down on the list.
I feel like we've
Sting.
not got...
No, I wouldn't say
Sting.
he's top 10 though.
I wouldn't
H.
put Triple H.
See, we've got
Oh,
me.
Cena. Have you put
We've
Cena?
seen this
What about
down.
Sting?
Yeah, I said.
And Steamboat as well. People mentioned him.
Oh,
as well.
Oh,
Sting
I'd
was
take,
Savage.
I'd take Steamboat
No one
over
mentioned
Sting.
Savage.
I said
Would you?
Savage.
Did you say Savage?
I'd take Sting over Steamboat.
I think we've got to go off. If it's coming down to like this, it's got to go as to how many of us
So, yeah,
had him
vote.
on the.
Who?
How many of us had that person on the list?
Well, we could.
I
Should we just have a vote?
We could have a vote.
We could have a vote.
What between Sting,
Sting and
Steamboat.
Steamboat.
Sting and Steve? Okay.
All in favour of Sting?
There we go. That's
Alright,
4 against 2.
4 against 2.
So that is.
At least we're smart.
So, in no particular order, because
wrestling.
we haven't ranked it. So the 10 wrestlers that have made the top 10 in no particular order are Sting, Bret Hart, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Ric Flair.
Hell of a list.
Now we've got to rank them.
Okay.
Shortened it down. So coming in. So should we start number 10, work our way up,
I
or
reckon...
do you want to work the other way
Down.
around?
Down's easier.
Okay. Okay. Number 1.
Ric
Ric
Flair.
Flair.
Ric Flair.
Do you want to say Flair?
We both had Austin, but
I'd have
Yeah,
Austin
you can't
number
really
2.
argue. Ric Flair, 21-time world champion, so can't really argue with that. Okay.
so you're happy with Austin at 2?
Absolutely.
And then Austin at 2. I feel like this isn't going to take long after. Stone Cold at 2.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
who's coming in at 3rd? Because
I'd say either Hogan or Taker.
You just wrote Austin.
Why
I
have you
put
put
Austin
third?
as 3rd. Shut up. Because someone just said 3rd.
It was you that said it.
Shut up! Yeah, it was me. I'm such a dictator.
I would have Taker at 3rd myself.
Same.
I'd go Shawn Michaels.
Would you at 3rd?
Over Taker.
Yeah, I'd say
No.
this.
No, I'd say
No.
Taker.
Three.
Taker's
Yeah.
third.
Okay, I've been outvoted.
I'd take a 3rd.
I'd have HBK maybe number... Ooh, I don't know.
See, because then you've
I'd have them
got
lower
because then you've
down.
got
I'd have
Hulk
White
I'd have The
I'd-
Rock at 4.
Hulk Hogan.
I'd have Hogan.
Hogan.
Oh, you forgot
Sorry,
Hogan.
not
Oh,
sorry,
Yeah,
but
Hogan
I.
at 4.
I think Hogan.
No, I think Bret Hart's better than Hogan. I think Jericho's better than Hogan.
No, I wouldn't.
I would not put Jericho better than Hogan.
I think
Oh, I would.
Jericho's a better heel and works better heel and better.
No,
face.
you've got to
Hogan
remember
made
when
more money.
not when
He's
Hulk
a face.
Hogan turned fucking heel in
In
WCW.
WCW.
Oh my god, that arena nearly died.
He was a hot heel.
Exactly.
If we're talking best objectively, I'd say Hogan. If we were talking best going with my heart, I'd say Jericho. But if we're talking best as a collective list, Hogan should be able to.
I think Hogan needs to go in at 4.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Hogan in at 4th
Because I think we're saying that because
because
we haven't seen much of Hogan, but we've seen a lot of Chris Jericho,
Yeah,
so we
true.
know about him a lot more than we do.
Contemporary to us.
Coming in at number 5, Still to be contended is we've got Sting, Bret Hart, John Cena, The Rock, Chris Jericho, and Shawn
I've
Michaels.
got Cena at number 5.
No, I'd put HBK over Cena.
I would say
Yeah.
they're the next two.
I'd either put
world
I'd either
champion.
put
I'd put
HBK or The
Cena-
Rock.
I'd put Cena over HBK.
I'd put HBK.
16
HBK
time
over The
world
Rock.
champion.
Yeah, but
I'd
how many
still-
did he deserve? About 4.
Look at how big a draw he is. We put
Shawn
we
Michaels
put
was a
Hogan at
massive
number-
draw in
We
the-
put Hogan at number 4. Cena's a bigger draw than HBK.
Was he
Even
when
in his
HBK
prime?
was?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, because HBK spent most of his career not wrestling.
Yeah. Good for you.
HBK's had well more better matches as well.
He has,
HBK's
I agree.
HBK's had the better matches.
but I think Cena should be over him.
Yeah,
personally.
if we're talking an overall, like Mount Rushmore style, I'd say Cena.
Any objections to Cena?
Yeah,
going
I've been
fifth?
swayed now to see that.
Yeah, I think we're going to agree.
Shawn Michaels is falling down this list quick.
Shawn Michaels in at 6th then.
I'd have Bret Hart over HBK.
Oh!
I would as well.
Oh, that is the ultimate
No, I
dispute.
would.
This is where like the rivalry.
No, definitely
Sure, once again.
Shawn.
Reignite this fire.
He was a better wrestler.
No.
He's a better technical wrestler.
Better technical wrestler, but Shawn Michaels was a better
had
package.
Everything.
It was the much
On
better
the mic
package.
as well.
Well, if we're
Mike
talking
as
about
well.
package,
Yeah.
then surely Lex Luger should be able to.
No, that's not
Batista.
Sting instead.
Okay, yeah, for that
I'd put.
Sheamus isn't on the thing.
It's not on the.
Why? That was such a good fucking mention.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
just
put,
round.
I'd put
saying
HBK.
my
Brett
Yeah.
or Shawn?
Sean.
Brett or Shawn?
Sean.
I'd have to go for Shawn. realistically.
Just fucking say
I've been swayed with the full package.
Shawn.
Brett.
No, it's
5-1,
to-
Sean.
Yeah, it's Sean coming in.
Because
At
when
number
you're
6.
talking about what we said for putting Hogan in at number 4, if we're going with the same reasons, it's got to be HBK over Brett.
Okay, so does that mean that we're kind of agreed on Brett coming in at 7?
Yeah, I reckon
Go
so.
on then, yeah.
I guess so. Okay, coming in at 8, we've got a choice between Chris Jericho, The Rock, or Sting.
I'd say The Rock.
I'd go Rock.
I'd
yeah,
say Sting.
I'd have to. Oh, now you've said it. I was waiting for somebody else to say it.
I was thinking Sting.
I was also thinking Sting. Sting was going longer. He never left the business.
He's
whereas
more
The
of a
Rock-
pro.
TNA.
He's more of a pro.
Yeah, but he's definitely more of a pro.
And he's definitely he's like
The
almost
much better wrestler than
he's
The Rock.
almost
Rock's
like
a much better pro.
Under-
But the
Take-
package, I think
And the package.
The Rock.
Rock is the most
See, but
charismatic
I
person
think
ever.
Sting's still got a
Not
really
even
good.
wrestler,
I
person.
agree.
If
Sting still has a good promo.
right, Raw on
he's
Monday, Raw on Monday, one of them comes back, who gets a bigger pop?
Rock.
Sting?
No.
No, it would be The Rock, but that's
But that's because he's more famous in real life.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock's the biggest movie star in the world
The
right
whole
now.
package?
Yeah, Sting was in Ready to Rumble.
Oh yeah,
He was, yeah.
checkmate. No, I'd still argue Sting for 8th.
Should we do
He was
the
like, yeah, let's do a vote.
Yeah, I think so.
Sting?
Sting.
Sting. Oh, it's 3v3.
Rock.
Oh! Yeah, Rock.
Yeah.
Ah no, no. Right, well we've got to keep arguing on this.
Why don't we just flip a coin?
Well,
No, 'cause that's not the point.
No, I mean, so we're having Jericho 10th.
I think that's given, really, isn't it?
Yeah, right, here's the thing. Okay, if Sting's so good, his name is Sting, and yet they still cast The Rock as the Scorpion King.
That's a terrible argument.
Yeah, but it rhymed.
No, okay.
I'd say Sting sold more tickets.
Yep.
Do you
Put
reckon?
more butts every 18
Overall.
fucking inches.
Overall, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but
And he
Sting
was
wrestled
on
for longer.
top for longer.
Yeah, and that.
He's been going for
But
longer.
The Rock accomplished more in the time he was going.
Yes.
The
No one
Rock-
ever chanted.
The Rock,
"Die,
yeah,
Sting,
the
die."
Rock had to overcome adversity from Die Rocky
Yes.
Die to the People's Champ. Sting went from
Sting-
Surfer Sting to Crow Sting.
Yeah, he had to adapt to change with the times. The Rock's never adapted. The Rock's always just
Rock's
been The
never-
Rock.
He never
He's
had to adapt. He was always that good.
Well,
and he never had to go to
adapted
TNA.
from Rocky Maivia to The Rock.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Sting
okay,
chose
yeah.
to go to TNA.
That was his mistake, wasn't it?
It's, just, it's not his fault. He doesn't like Vince
Sting
McMahon.
couldn't go. Sting went to TNA because The Rock was on top. And Sting was like, no, I'll leave that to you, mate. I'm going to take a few years off and go work for Dixie Carter.
More than certain it was because he didn't
No.
like Vince.
Have we got Sting as the...
And you just like,
What? Just give me a fucking
Alex is just like, can you just be 8, please? Stop arguing everybody.
I
Can't we
would,
just get along?
say there could be joint 8, but we're not having that.
No, fuck that! No.
The Rock has had nowhere near as much time as Sting. Like, no.
We can't help he wasn't
The
born
Rock
first.
turned his back on pro wrestling to make
Boom.
movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but he
agree.
became the
Back on
biggest
pro wrestling
movie
and went
star.
to TNA.
No, come on, you can't blame. Like, TNA story-wise, TNA management-wise is bollocks, but you can't, like, diss what happened in the ring in TNA, apart from any of Vince Russo's matches.
Victory Road 2011.
He was also
Which
in the
Sting
last.
was a pro
He was
for?
also in
Which,
the
yeah,
last.
which we
Sting was in the last
He
rights
said he
match.
was-
With a
Sting
big.
was in the last rights, man.
He no-sold the big
The heavy
tombstone.
tombstone.
The Rock
Why do we
would never
keep coming
do
back to
it.
the tombstone?
Sting never put over Mick Foley.
No, man, I'm still adamant that Sting is better than The Rock.
The
He's
Sting,
not
Sting,
Sting's
The
better
Rock
than
was the leader of the nation and the whatever other thing he was in. Sting did fuck all.
Right, what does The Rock's theme song go like?
This is America. What the Rock
is cooking. What does Sting's theme go like?
No, there was a bad sound.
See, now you can't even decide on which is. You did TNA, you did something else. Now you want bird sounds. We were all straight onto The Rock.
The Rock's had one theme.
The Rock.
He only needed one theme.
No, he didn't. He just does the same shit.
Okay,
The Rock shit. The people's elbow is shit.
So is the Scorpion Death
Kate.
Drop. It's a reverse DDT.
And his Scorpion Deathlock was
Kate.
worse than Bret Hart.
Who do you
No,
prefer,
it's
Sting or The Rock?
Lie.
Sting or The Rock?
Huh?
It doesn't matter who.
Nah, I'm not having that.
It's The Rock.
It's
Sorry, The
not
Rock is
Sting.
better than Sting.
It's Sting.
The Rock
Right.
is better than Sting.
Rock is
Stop!
business.
Stop!
The
Stop!
Rock
Stop!
never seen
Stop!
like Luther.
Everyone stop! Everyone stop! It's The Rock.
Yes!
Because could Sting
You
get over
just got
people's
bet into
elbow?
fucking
I've-
peer pressure.
No, this yeah.
Fucking
no.
turncoats.
No, it's
Heel turn.
it's
You've
because
got
The
no
Rock is the correct
spine.
answer.
I have to. Yeah, they've kind of swayed me a little.
If you went out on the street with a picture of The Rock and said, "Who is this?" they would say it's The Rock. If you
Because
took
he's
a
more
picture of
famous for
Sting
making
and said, "Who is
movies than
this?"
what-
they
That's
go,
the Joker.
That's that fella Brandon Lee from The Crow. And you go, wrong.
Well, if it's
The
based
Rock.
if it's based
That's
on a
the fella
vote,
from Kiss.
if it's based on a vote, then The Rock would be 8th because it's 4 against
Still
2.
fucking bullshit.
Could Sting get over the people's elbow? A shitty fucking elbow drop the same way The Rock could.
The Rock could get
He
over
could
Scorpion
not.
Death
Sting would never lower himself to such comedy madness.
So in conclusion, that really we really thought we'd need as if we thought we'd need another video to do that, and we really didn't. So in conclusion, now that that's all done, in at number 10 is YTJ Chris Jericho.
Yes.
In at number 9 is Sting.
Correct.
In at number 8 is The Rock. In at number 7 is Bret Hart. In at number 6 is Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels wins again.
In at,
Bret
number,
Hart.
in at number 5 is John Cena. Number 4 is Hulk Hogan. Number 3 is The Undertaker. Number 2, Stone Cold. And number 1, tippity top, is Ric Flair.
I love the sound of that
Woo!
list.
Question before we finish: who would be number 11?
Oh, fuck off!
I'd say San Martino. In fact, I'd probably put San Martino at 10.
I'd put Angle as 11.
Angle.
I'd put Angle as 11
Angle.
Angle.
for 11.
Okay, Angle.
Or Kane.
I'd put.
He ain't even on your fucking list.
He's
He
number
is,
2.
he was number 2.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Oh yeah.
Behind Chris Jericho, who is number 10.
I didn't
He
read
was
that
number
one.
10. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd say Angle in for number 11 if we were having that, which we're not.
Well, you're right.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed that podcast, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we shall see you soon. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you.